Hello dear students, welcome to your social science class. Today the lesson that we are going to take is chapter 12, India our country. Chapter 12, India our country, it is in page number 82 in your textbook. Okay, if you are done, we will start. So the points that we are going to cover up today are: number 1, the salient features; 2, political divisions; 3, physical divisions; 4, climate; and 5, the major seasons of India. All right. Now, in page number 82, towards your left hand side, there is one part which is colored with yellow, and those are the salient features. Now, they are the important places in India, they are the important locations. It talks about the neighboring countries of India, also the size. I will read out some of them for you. So, under the salient features of India, the first one is the official name. The official name of India is Republic of India, and the capital is New Delhi. We have the neighboring countries which are Bhutan, Nepal, China, we have Afghanistan and Pakistan, and the area is 32 lakhs 87,263 square kilometers. And we also have the highest point and the lowest point. The highest is Mount Godwin Austen, also known as K2, and the lowest point is the sea level. All right. Then our monetary unit, you all know that our Indian money is known with rupee, right? And we also have chief exports and imports. Exports are those products which we send to the other countries, and imports are those products which we bring from the other country. All right. So I want you to go through these salient features for a detailed understanding. All right. And then I will be proceeding with the political divisions. All right. So before I go to political divisions, let me tell you one more thing. There are 7 continents in India. All right. We have studied it in the other lesson, right? Under continents and oceans, there are 7 continents, and under this continent, Asia is the largest continent, right? And India is located under the Asian continent. All right. Then we have physical divisions. Under the physical, we have 6 physical divisions. We have the Great Northern Plains, the Great Northern Mountains, the Northern Plains. We also have the Peninsular Plateaus, the Coastal Plains, and the group of islands. All right. Then coming to the physical divisions. Yes, just now I mentioned the physical divisions. Coming to the major seasons, we have 4 major seasons, which I will explain to you in detail. For now, I will refer to the India map, all right? Okay, so this is our India map, all right? And we have 4 main directions. The top part is the north, the bottom is the south, towards this Gujarat and Rajasthan is west, and towards West Bengal and Jharkhand is east. Okay, so we have 4 directions, remember: north, south, west, and east. And in India we have 2 major seas. One is the Bay of Bengal towards the east, and towards the west we have the Arabian Sea. All right. Then coming to the islands, we have 2 islands. One is the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and one is Lakshadweep Island. All right. And then we have Sri Lanka, but there is one thin line, right? And that used to separate India from Sri Lanka, and this line is the Palk Strait. All right. Then towards the northern part, we have the Great Himalayas in this region. And talking about the neighboring countries of India, we have Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tibet is here, Bhutan, we also have Bangladesh, and we have Afghanistan. All right, so these are the neighboring countries. All right, then we have one Indian Ocean. We have one ocean that is named after the country India, and it is towards Sri Lanka, at the bottom of India. All right. Then we have altogether 28 states and 9 union territories, all right? And all these 28 states and 9 union territories have their own capitals. And as I mentioned, the size, okay, the size of India is 32,87,000 per square kilometer, all right? Then we also have the northeast states. We have 8 major northeast states here, right? I won't be mentioning the name of the states right now because it is not mentioned. However, as a whole, let's begin, okay? All right, so I will start with the physical divisions. So we have the Great Northern Mountains. So the Great Northern Mountains is towards this side, all right? So here we have the Great Northern Mountains, and this area, okay, this area they used to provide water because all the glaciers and the ice which are here in the Great Northern Mountains, they used to melt and come down and flow down towards the northern plains, all right? And the northern plains are towards this side. It stretches from the west to the east, and the water in these northern plains are considered very fertile, okay? That's why even the population is more in these areas because of the fertile land, because plantation is available, agriculture is done, cultivation is done in a big quantity, all right? So this area is the northern plains, and they are the fertile areas of India, all right? Then here in the northern mountains, in the Great Northern Mountains, we have the highest peak of India, that is Godwin Austen. I also mentioned in the salient features, right? It is also known by the name Mount K2, all right? Then we have one more place in the northern part of India. We have Siachen Glacier towards this area, and this Siachen Glacier is also known as the highest battlefield of the world, all right? It's towards the northern part of India, all right? And then coming to point number 2, that is northern plains. I mentioned just now, these northern mountains and northern plains are very close, and because of the water that comes down from the northern mountains, these northern plains are very fertile. The soil in the northern plains are very fertile, okay? And so towards these northern plains, we have the major rivers like the Ganga, Brahmaputra, and the Indus. That is why these northern plains are also divided into 3 parts, okay? One is the Ganga plain, one is the Indus plain, and one is the Brahmaputra plain, all right? Then a third is the Great Indian Desert. So come towards the west, we have Rajasthan right here, right? So the the Great Indian Desert is located in this state, and it is also known as the Thar Desert, all right? And here, like any other desert area, this area is also very dry. I'm not talking about the whole state of Rajasthan, okay? It's only in one particular place where it is very sandy, where it's very hot and very dry, and because of its humidity and because of its dryness, plantation is not very possible. That's why even the population is very less in that Thar Desert area, all right? Then next is the peninsular plateaus, okay? So come down to the middle, all right? Now the peninsular plateau is divided into 2, okay? On top it is the Malwa Plateau, and down it is the Deccan Plateau. So this river Narmada, the river Narmada used to divide the peninsular plateau into 2, making the Malwa Plateau as the north and the Deccan Plateau as the south, right? Then coming to the Deccan Plateau, right? Now here in this down part we have the Deccan Plateau, which is again divided into 2 divisions. On the west we have the Western Ghats, and towards the east we have the Eastern Ghats, okay? Next is the coastal plains. Now those areas which are located near this Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea, towards this line, okay? So whichever states are located near these areas, near the sea, they are also known as the coastal areas, okay? Now these coastal areas are very close to the river Mahanadi, Godavari, and the river Krishna, okay? Then as I mentioned, we have two islands. One is the Andaman and Nicobar Island and one is the Lakshadweep Island. Okay, however, we have more islands in Andaman and Nicobar Island. All right. Now the capital of Andaman and Nicobar is Andaman and Nikosar, and Lakshadweep is Kavarati. All right. So in this Lakshadweep, we have in these Lakshadweep Islands, altogether we have 36 islands, out of which 11 are inhabited, whereas here in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, we have 572 islands, all right, altogether. So Andaman have more islands comparing to Lakshadweep Islands, right? Okay, so that's all about the physical divisions of India. So remember, we have four directions: north, south, west and east. We have two major seas of India. Towards the east we have the Bay of Bengal, and towards the west we have the Arabian Sea. Then we have two islands, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Island, and we also have neighboring countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan. We also have Myanmar and Bangladesh, which are all the neighboring countries of India. All right. Then altogether we have 28 states and 9 union territories, and the size of India is 32,87,000 per square kilometer. All right. Then coming to the mountain areas, right? We have the Great Indian Mountains, we also have the Northern Plains, and towards the northern part of India, okay, the weather and the climate is very cold as compared to the southern part. We also have different climates and weathers in India, okay, and all these places have different climates and weather. See, for example, even here in Nagaland also, the places like Phek, the places like Kohima, right, they are quite cold, and then the places like Dimapur, they are quite warm, right? So varying because of the altitude, because of the areas also, the weather and the climate differ from one another. All right. Now let's come to the next subtopic, that is climate. So just now I mentioned how a climate varies from one place to another, right? Now there are four major seasons of India, okay? One is the cold weather season, also known as the winter. The second one is the hot weather season, known as summer. Then we have the season of advancing monsoon, that is rainy season, and the season of retreating monsoon, that is the autumn season, okay? So I'll start with the winter season. So usually the winter season starts between December till February, all right? So these are the peak winter seasons, all right? However, like I mentioned, in some parts of India, like the top part, okay, say for example in Jammu and Kashmir, all right? So here the winter is totally different because all the water sources, all the water bodies, they are mostly turned into frozen lakes, they are turned into ice and snow, right? Even towards the mountains, you know, when you look at these mountains during the winter, it is fully covered with snow and ice, right? Whereas when you come down towards Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, again the weather is different. Here in these areas, even during the winter season, their places are quite warm. Sometimes it's quite pleasant as well, right? However, for places like Jammu and Kashmir, also the tropical areas like Delhi, and we also have Uttar Pradesh, right? The places becomes quite cold in the winter and quite hot in the summer, all right? So there are different climatic conditions all over India, all right? Then in places like Northeast India, okay? In places like Northeast India, the weather is quite pleasant sometimes, almost, and the entire year the weather is quite pleasant, all right? Then the next one is the summer season. So the summer season in India, also known as the hot weather season, it starts from March till the month of May. Okay, so during this summer season there is this hot wind which blows, and it is known as Loo, L-O-O. Okay, and during this hot weather season, places like Rajasthan, I mentioned to you about the Thar Desert, right? So they are very prone to this Loo. All right. However, in some places there are constant rainfall, and there is one place here in Meghalaya, a place called Mawsynram, where it used to rain the entire season. All right, and it is also known for the wettest place in India. All right, whereas places like Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, where they do not receive rainfall at all. Okay, so that is the difference even during the hot weather seasons. Okay, coming to the rainy season, also known as the season of advancing monsoon. Here it starts from June till the month of September. Remember, June till the month of September. Okay, and during this season, the monsoon comes from the southwest and but the southeastern coast is affected by the short and surprisingly wet northeast monsoon, and which brings rain from the mid-October to the end of December. All right. So coming to the last season, that is the autumn season, also known as the season of retreating monsoon. Here this season takes place between October and November. All right. Now during this season, what happens? Usually it becomes windy and dry, and during this season, as the wind retreats from the Bay of Bengal, it goes up. Okay, as it retreats from the Bay of Bengal, the places like Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, they used to experience rainfall. All right, so though it is an autumn season, though it is windy in some parts of India, places like Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, they used to receive rainfall even during this time. All right, then the climate of India is affected because of the location. That is one of the reasons. All right, see, we have the bottom of India, right, the southern part of India. Some of these places are very close to the equator. Equator is the line that used to divide the earth into two parts. Okay, so some of these places are very close to the equator. That's why they experience a very warm and a very humid summer, and there is a huge change in the temperature and climate during every seasons. All right, whereas I mentioned about the northern part of India, most of the time they experience the coolest seasons of the year, right? And most of the places, almost all the lakes, they turn into frozen. They are found in the form of glaciers and ice and snow, right? And similarly, we have the place in the tropical areas which have very hot summers and very cold winters. Okay, so that's all about the physical divisions and the weather and the climate of India. All right, so I want you to go through the salient features. It will help you to understand more. It is a general knowledge for the Indian states and the cities of India. All right, so thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.